Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Legends Arceus. Coming in January, we're all going to be playing this brand new style of Pokemon game in Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm sure you guys are all Pokemon fanatics and you know what's going on with the whole Hisui region thing, but if you don't know, the Hisui region will soon become the Sinnoh region, so it's just set in the past a little bit. Now in the Hisui region, we've seen two new regional forms. You also saw two evolutions, but in this video we're not going to focus on that. We're just going to focus on the regional forms. So we saw a regional form within Braviary. Apparently Braviary is going to come to Hisui during the winter time and migrate over here for who knows what reason. I didn't actually look at that. And then we also have Hisuian Growlithe, and everyone is going to assume that we're going to get a Hisuian Arcanine as well. I think that's a given. But I asked my Twitch stream, what do you think would be a good Hisuian form? What do you think is deserving of it? What haven't we seen in the trailers already? And you know, what Pokemon do you think is deserving of a new region form? So this one came from my brain, and I think that this one's a really far-fetched one, a little weird one. But I'm gonna say the Lotad family. The Lotad family definitely deserves a little bit of love. Ludicolo, interesting Pokemon nonetheless. But here's why I'm choosing. The Pokemon media has shown us that Ludicolo is kind of like a bit of a helper Pokemon. And instead of Pikachu, you can see him here being a waiter, or, you know, someone who gives out coffee. So my thought process is that in this time period, they're saying that Pokemon are monsters or whatnot, right? They're not really cohabitating, they're not working together with Pokemon, right? So there's a bunch of those helper Pokemon that are kind of more so in the wild, and they're not helping out humans all the time, right? So they're less, I guess, domesticated or whatever. So Ludicolo definitely hanging out in some sort of swamp, and he's got, like, you know, he's overgrown and stuff like that, and probably much more offensive rather than looking rather defensive as he does look now. And it could go through the whole line too. So I was thinking it could either be like a dark grass or ghost grass, or, you know, some sort of combination of that, where he's much more sinister, or much more spooky, scary, kind of swamp monster type thing. And it can go from Lotad all the way up to Lombre, all the way up to Ludicolo. But in my head, you know, that's kind of what the typing was for Shiftry, right? So maybe the whole Shiftry line could also be brought into the Hisui region, and it could be flipped on its side as well. It could be something totally different. Maybe that one could be the water type, or maybe it can be like a fire type, or something weird like that, you know? Since we are seeing Braviary, but we haven't seen Mandibuzz. I don't know why that took me a few seconds, but it took me a few seconds to remember that. You know, sometimes they'll split up those pairs of Pokemon, right? Where we had a Alolan Vulpix, right? But then we didn't get a Alolan Growlithe. Now we're getting Hisuian Growlithe. Sometimes they split up those, like, kind of like duos into different regions and stuff like that. So my thought process is, why not Lotad? It'd be kind of scary, kind of cool. All right, and up next is like the #1 top helper to humans in the Pokemon world, and that is the Chansey line. Who doesn't love Chansey? I know everybody loves to complain about their shiny Chanseys and how many they got in Let's Go. Personally, I only got 2, and I failed one of them, so I mean, I'm kind of shiny Chansey lists. But I would love to see Chansey at a regional form here. Who knows if it would even be able to evolve into Blissey at this point in time. But I think it'd be really cool to see Chansey get some sort of different treatment. Chansey is always hanging out with Nurse Joy or whoever, trying to help out and trying to heal Pokemon and stuff like that. But if the people are not working with Pokemon as well at this point in time, maybe they haven't really come to entrust Chansey with helping heal even people, or whatever partner Pokemon they have trusted thus far. So in my head, I'm thinking that maybe there are a little bit baby Hippinis, or there are Chanseys out there, but they're much more defensive. And why I'm thinking this is because they're like, just like the Ludicolo or Lotads, is that they're kind of like, they're not in with society, right? They're out in the wild, which is something that we're not used to seeing. Chanseys just being like primarily out in the wild, less groomed, less, you know. So I would see Chansey being much more furry, maybe like teeth growing out, and yeah, much more furry, trying to combat the elements, trying to stay super defensive. And I'm thinking that maybe if there are predators that are coming to attack them, they're like a pack animal group, right? Where there's a bunch of chansies all grouped in together, and they can like kind of hunker down and create like a larger, you know, like defensive wall or whatever. Even though, you know, they're already a really high HP stat, maybe they also have a really high defense stat or special defense stat when they all come together and they become just like this little like igloo of like a bunch of chansies huddled together in the cold, just trying to survive from the predators and stuff like that. That would be kind of cool. Also protecting all the Hippinis in this little huddle. I think it would be a cool Pokemon, and who knows what the shiny will look like. Maybe it'll be totally different. And this next one came up a few times, and I know a lot of people have talked about this kind of stuff before, but maybe a new evolution. Someone from our Twitch chat and our Discord community, Xenon Car, was like, hey, what about an evolution? What about a rock type evolution from way back in the day? And so, as you've seen a couple of images that have popped up on the screen here, that my girlfriend went through and drew a whole whack ton of these different images, and kind of like racked her brain to think about what a rock type Eevee would look like. Also, big shout out to my girlfriend ZebraprawnArt. If you guys need any art commissions or anything like that, links are in the description below. Right, so a rock type evolution, what would that be? And I'm thinking it's going to be like Reliceon. All right, as you can see here is the evolution right here, rock typing, but it's like rock and gemstone, kind of almost like Carbink or like Diancie, right? But then also you got like those like little like swirly, like glowing elements to it. So you would think, like, in my head, I'm looking at a rock type and I'm thinking like, okay, that's a physical attacker, that's physically defensive, right? And then when I think about like especially offensive or defensive Pokemon, I'm thinking like magic, right? And so when I look at this Reliceon, you can see like the glowing swirls all over it, and it could be incorporated into magic and could even be incorporated into like the story, because who knows what the story is going to be like. And you know what? This could tie into the last Pokemon that we have on our list here today, but maybe the evolutionary item to turn Eevee into a Reliceon, Rockion, whatever it may be. Maybe that item is lost in time. Maybe it was an ore that was harvested way too much, and now they just don't have any more of it. Which would be really cool, because now this one's interesting. This one would be a evolution and a Hisuian form all in one, and this one would be a Dunsparce evolution. Now, same goes with the evolution. In my head, I'm thinking that maybe the one way to evolve a Dunsparce, because we've been waiting all this time for a Dunsparce evolution, was an evolutionary item that was made out of an ore, or that was an ore that was in the ground or whatever, and they just mined too much of it, and now it's a precious resource that has gone extinct, and then now you can no longer evolve little Dunsparces. But in my brain, we're sitting here thinking of like a Drampa mixed with Rayquaza, but it would be a normal dragon type Pokemon. Interesting moveset out the wazoo. Maybe it, you know, maybe it has ice moves, maybe it has fire moves, maybe it's got electric moves, maybe it's got flying moves. Don't you think Dunsparce just deserves an evolution at this point? Nonetheless, I think it's a really cool idea, and obviously you've seen the image here. It would look really badass. And again, I must reiterate, thank you to ZebraprawnArt for making all these awesome custom new Hisuian region forms. Make sure you go check out our social links down below. She's got Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. She makes really cool drawings, and I'd love for you guys to all see them. Now, there's a whole whack ton of Pokemon in the Pokedex that could be deserving of a Hisuian form, so do let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think? What do you think would be a good Hisuian evolution, Hisuian form, Hisuian pre-Evo even? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you did like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and take a chance. Go check out some of my other content. We do a lot of Nuzlockes here on the channel, a lot of shiny reactions, which you can come watch live on Twitch. Please do consider hitting that like button and subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. Until the next one, catch you later.